So about a week ago, I started a new composting system in my chicken yard. I did a short on it, but I didn't do a long video on it. Today is the day it's time to flip things around. So I'm gonna bring you along and flip things around and show you what I got going on in here. So I have a ring right there, and I got a little ramp going up to it. They smashed the top down, but that's alright. It ain't gonna hurt anything. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take the compost in this out and put it in a pile. Actually, it's not compost yet, but take this pile out and put it over here, and I'm gonna clean out their coop right there, and I'm gonna put it in this ring. So basically, this is the start of a new composting system, and then after the second time of this heating up, which will be there next week when I clean out their coop and start a new pile, the first pile will actually go inside their greenhouse and work through that system. So right now I'm heating it up. It heated up once. It's going to heat up again, and I'm going to run it through there and get everything else broke down and broke up. So that's how I'm going to start doing this. This stuff here, been here this just over a week. I think I did this on a Monday. Today's Wednesday, so it's been like 2 days over a week. But 2 days here or there ain't gonna hurt you none on this. So just time to get to work, put your head down, do something, right? Stay outside and get some fresh sun and get something accomplished. Just gotta make sure when you do this, you gotta break it up apart. One thing I need to do before I put this on the ground is get the water hose out. Do is water the ground down pretty good, or if not, it'll suck all the moisture out of that pile into it, and it's going to drive them chickens crazy. So I'm going to have to, every evening I'm going to have to go through and put the pile back on itself. But this does take a good bit of water to make compost. I use rainwater, so it is what it is. And I have a well, so if I have to, I can use well water. But so what this here pile here was to begin with was old chicken bedding, and then we fed them scraps in it for a week. In here should be wet and moist enough that I shouldn't have to. Just got to make sure you break it apart when you take it out. And I will be fighting chickens, but for the most part, they're cool. And the moisture is good on this stuff, which I figured it would be. If you make the pile moist to begin with, get the right moisture content in the pile to begin with, you will you shouldn't have to add to it again. I will, doing it the way I'm doing this, I will have to add to it some more, simply because, watch out, simply because it's not going to get tarped over. I'm going to let the chickens pick through and eat it some more. I thought about putting another cage out to keep this contained one more time, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let them just do it in a pile. when you make a compost pile, you always want to kick the bottom in like this. The main reason you want to do that is keep the heat to go up through it and not out the sides. Not that it matters, because these ladies will have this pile demolished in a little bit of no time. So just in 1 week, that's looking pretty dang good, as you can see. So in the first week of that being in there, you can see how nice that's starting to break down. It's looking good. There's some sprouts coming out in it, but all in all, that ain't hurting anything. The chickens will eat it, or it'll heat up enough, it'll kill them. And remember, weed seeds only germinate once. So if you get a couple in there, it's not that big a deal. So right now I got all that done. That was 10 minutes and 29 seconds of cleaning that ring out. Now I got to clean out their coop, which is going to take a little longer. And that's that pile. So every evening I'll have to take this pile here before I go in and push it back up, because they'll scooch it around a little bit like they already have somewhat, which is fine. It doesn't hurt nothing. That keeps them busy, and they get their food and whatnot out of that. And then one's got to be up there. She thinks she's king of the mountain. But anyways, I got their coop pretty much cleaned out as good as it's going to be. Now I need to go in and get some more bedding and put in here. I want to take their brooder box or their nesting box and move it out here, but I don't have time to do that today. I'm going to take these perches here, these two perches out, and put them back against that wall, and take the nesting box and put it here. That way we ain't got to go all the way through here to get their eggs out. Yeah. Anyways, it's not that big a deal. It just needs done. But that's as far as it's getting cleaned out today. It's pretty much clean. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Better than it was. And what that is leaves. It's leaves, sawdust, wood shavings, wood chips, straw, chicken poop, charcoal. I always put charcoal in there. I always put charcoal in there for two reasons. One, it helps absorb odors, and two, it inoculates the charcoal. I always put the charcoal under their perches, so they poop on it and they inoculate it, helping start inoculating it. And then now it's out here in the chicken yard, and eventually it'll be through their compost and back out into the gardens where it belongs. And charcoal, if you don't know what that is, biochar. Right here's a piece. We actually buy this at Sam's Club sometimes. It is just Royal Oaks. It's just hardwood charcoal. But it'll hold like 50 times its weight in water, and it holds a bunch of microorganisms and whatnot. But we use it a fair bit in their coop and throughout, and then it ends up back in the gardens. So yeah, that's what we do with charcoal. So now I'm going to fill their coop up, and I'll show you how I'll put bedding back in their coop. This normally scares the crap out of the chickens. I try to make sure they're not in here when I do this, because they do not like it. But that one right there is the most curious. See how she acts? She's the most curious critter in the world. She's a good chicken. But anyways, I just got wood shavings that I use. That's what I'm putting in here now. And these are from a firewood mill. Found this guy. He's like 5 minutes down the road. I found him on Facebook Marketplace. I get these great big bags for $5 a piece. I just went the other day and got 7 bags of them on Sunday morning, I believe. And that's one bag does this. We'll do this one layer in here right off the bat. They'll scratch it around and put it where they want it anyways. But as chickens do. But this will give them a small layer. Then in a few days I'll probably put another one out. I got a bunch of straw too, but I think they do better with this than they do the straw. Excuse me, ladies. Now I got a little bit of charcoal. And this, I just put a little bit out. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just right underneath where they perch. That's where their poop load is. Just put a little bit out right underneath their perches because that's where all their poop is. Chickens poop like 50 or 60% of what they poop out in the day's times when they're asleep. So you want to put, you don't have to, but I mean, I always put charcoal in just to absorb that so I get better inoculated biochar when it's time to make it compost. So this is just the starter of it. And it'll break it up. They'll actually eat some of it. We give the pigs some too. We give them free choice because if they have a bellyache or something, this will take care of it. So anyways, that's just pretty much how we clean out our chick coop and our new composting system that we're going to start. I'm going to try to anyways. I tried starting this before and I got lazy with it and didn't keep up, but I'm going to try to keep up this time. The hard thing for me is keeping this pile here back up. This here part's the easy part. I almost made another ring and put there, but I didn't. At least for the second time. And then the third time just put it in a pile, but I didn't. I'm going to try it this way, see if I can keep up with it and keep up with keeping it piled up. We'll see. Hopefully I can. But we get so busy, then I work so much hours at work. I try to cut back, but I still work too many. But, so tomorrow we'll feed in this ring. Well, we won't. She will feed scraps in this ring. And they always have free choice grain. But they don't eat a whole lot of grain when we got all the scraps we've been getting from the local market. They've been eating more of that stuff. And our egg production has went up some too since then. So that's a good thing. But the weather's changing too, so the egg production should go up. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up. If anybody has any questions on this system, just let me know. If anybody wants to see something that I hadn't showed and you're curious about, let me know and I'll get to it. But until we meet again, take care and God bless.